I'll do it.
Hello.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Academy series here for round 4 of the series. We are still following on with the rest of the GPVWC series, still continuing on from Albert Park. We're here in beautiful Istanbul. It's been a staple here for the Academy series since 2021, and it makes its grand return here in 2025. Amidst all the absence from 2020 for the main series, it has never left in the Academy series, and we're here once again to parade around in all of its glory in Istanbul Park. 5.3 kilometers of the circuit awaits for many of these drivers. Joining alongside me along for the commentary here, I'm Amir Oates. Alongside with me is Domenico Scarpelli with the broadcast director of Remco de Zeeuw. Hello, Domenico. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine, Amir. How are you? Are you good? Are
Yeah,
you
I am
ready for this
fantastic.
evening?
Yes, I am. Very excited grid here today. We're coming off from what was out of round 3, 6 different race winners, both in the feature races and in the sprint races. And with some new names in the teams, along with some returning race winners, we could possibly see our first repeat race winner, but we could also see a potential new face here clinching another race victory onto here, which is, given the circumstances of the Academy Series and how unpredictable it truly is, makes this race all the more exciting here. As I'm sure you know, Domenico, you've experienced commentary here before back in Bahrain in round 1 and how exciting that was, and all that anticipation is at an all-time here coming round 4.
Wait. Oh god.
Are you right?
No. No.
Okay. It's all right. It's fine. Still, just about under 10 minutes left to go. Started qualifying pretty late. Lorenzo Dirty, he used to get a race win back in Kyalami, and then afterwards he has filled in the Formula Sprint 2 seat afterwards. Putting in the vacant seat. He's coming off through the final few quarters with Tozzoli himself getting provisional pole, actually beaten by Morena now. Tozzoli, 30 himself gets now up into provisional pole, and that is a 3/10 faster than Moreno. Absolutely fantastic stuff. It's been an all-Italian front 3 now with under just 11 minutes left to go. I'm sure with your fellow compatriots, Domenico, you must be very happy about that.
Yeah, you love to see it. No, I mean, no, Lucas Mourne is not Italian, he's Brazilian actually. But Lucas Mourne is a really good driver. We have seen him last year hanging at the Valle in FSR, for example, and he performed really well. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's gonna be one of the main contenders, for today's race win. Either race 1 or race 2, but I think he can do really well.
Yeah,
anyway,
absolutely.
we are here with Victor Bernat. He's a new driver, I think. I haven't seen him in the Academy series.
He is a new debutant. He's the one of 6 new Brazilians that have come onto the Academy series on here for what is here in Istanbul, as he's going to navigate through the final few corners now. He's going to try and set pretty decent lap time. He has invalidated for the second sector, so he's just going to be putting in the miles as much as he can. Just about under 10 minutes left to go, but very exciting qualifying here, I must say, and it's also going to be interesting for a very exciting race. We've got 33 cars here, which is, I believe, the most that we've had in this series so far, if I'm not mistaken. I think the one that came close was, I think, just Melbourne. I think we had 30 cars back then, if I'm sure about it. But with all that attendance, it's really huge, and honestly, it comes to show as he spins around just how exciting the Academy series has come and how popular also as it's been. Beckley, he himself gets up into 4th.
We are also seeing some returning people who competed in the career ladder, because we can see like David Junt, currently sitting in P8, but also Donat in P6. And Chris Villo, which I don't see on the leaderboard, is in the server, I don't know. But after his 3-round ban that he got last year, there it is, Chris Villo, coming out the final last corner now. Is coming back for a fresh start. Race 2 winner last year at Silverstone. And I'm pretty sure he's hunting for that Academy seat in FS2. He really wants that. He wants to come back in the career ladder, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a bit of a long while, but it's all the redemption here for the Academy series, especially for that driver there. Still just about under 10 minutes left to go, running with the Latvian driver of Christos Filo. It's coming over, navigating through the tricky second sector now, coming out from turn 6 now. It's going to be a short straightaway, and then after that, it's the hard braking zone through turn 7. And then
Yeah, the
afterwards,
uphill. This is a
yeah,
really technical corner because, of course, if you there is like some cambered inside where the like really close to the curb, and if you manage to hit that, you can definitely get a lot of rotation and get a great exit through that and carry the momentum to turn 8 as well. So
yeah, absolutely.
it's a really crucial corner for this wall sector too. And of course also this braking zone is really important because you know, you end up on the massive pack straight with the small right king. So yeah, in the meantime is 4/10 of the target lap time. And coming now in the final sector. Not improving in the middle sector though. Maybe he set a lap, a really slow lap, but not great. Maybe I made a mistake in the final sector, but it comes around the final corner, crosses the line, and it's 48.7, which puts him in P5 at the moment. That's a really big gap, to be fair, if you ask me. Look at that top 10. I hope the gaps are gonna close up, you know, because you can fit a lot of cars in that. Really, really a
Yeah.
lot.
Absolutely. Dirty, my bad. He has but one actually back over in Melbourne for which was race 2. He's been absolutely a very capable driver with actually he's won in race 1 and then set the fastest lap for the race 2 back in Melbourne. So he has shown to have incredible pace, and he is definitely showing that case here in Istanbul. Lucas Murno with his debut for the Brazilian, he's done a pretty good showing there for beating fellow. Well, he's beaten actually recent Academy Series winner in Terzoli in back in Kyalami it was, and Ginalia has also got a bit of career ladder experience underneath his belt along with Kirster. So it's quite a mixed bag of a top 5, but it does show just how much like the diverse of the background here for the GPVWC drivers we have here in Istanbul, as there's Giovanni Santoro coming up for the final corner of turn 14. He's done green through the first 2 sectors. If he comes through, he'll be able to try and improve. Doesn't improve, just only 9th though.
In the meantime, we got here David Junt, the flying Swiss. Well, it's the only Swiss on the grid. In the final sector, now approaching to the final corner. And got a double green in the sector 1, sector 2. Puts a lap 49.0, climbs 4 position, and is P10.
Pretty good there from Kyalami race 2 winner, as here comes Terzoli's gone green for the first sector now. It's going to be slowly trying to navigate through the second sector now. It's just slowly leaving it now, coming out through turn 9 and 10, and then afterwards it's just another short straightaway as he just slides it around a little bit too much on the curb. I think that's going to cost him some time coming out for the exit of turn number 10. It's the third sector now awaits for him. Yeah, it's gone pretty yellow from that one, so he is going to be a fairly bit slow. Dirty has gone purple from the first sector, and Terzoli has abandoned his lap attempt.
Yeah.
But 30 has gone purple for the first sector, so he's going to improve his lap time even more if he holds on together. Christling Glomsitter, also a race winner.
Man. He's going really fast. He's currently 3/10 only far from the fastest lap of Lorenzo Turri, and at the moment that could put him in P2 in front of Lucas Murno, you know.
Absolutely.
Let's see
Out to
what
corner
he's
stuff
gonna-
for the Norwegian, though. Down for turn 14 he goes. A little bit
That
on the
looks like
curb,
a
but he's
great
still
exit.
about. Yeah, it did. And it's,
Ooh,
yeah,
it's
you mentioned before, great
P3.
improvement there. Yep, P3. Nice job there from the region. But look at Lorenzo, though. He's gone purple for the first 2 sectors now. And now the only thing that awaits for him is the final 3 corners. Can he even improve it even more? Out from turn 13 now, going through 14 now. It's a very good exit there for the Italian. Is he going to have a chance to make it the first ever Academy Series repeat winner? He's actually gone yellow on the final sector, but it's still an improvement. He's 5/10 faster than Murno. Great work there by Thurley, I must say.
Indeed. That was a really great lap. 47.8, giving 5/10 to P2 is pretty impressive, to be fair.
Absolutely, can't agree with you anymore. Especially here on the equal cars on more or less equal setting, where the talent is just all the more evident here in these cars. It's really goes to just show a testament on your skill and to progress up the ladder. Here comes Adrian McNaughton though. Academy Series regular for the final 2 races, so he's going to see what he can do here. Been constantly up in the midfield, potentially challenging for podiums a bit. He's kind of navigating out through 3rd sector now. Past the DRS zone, it's going to be flat out. It's good improvement for him. Yellow in the 3rd sector though could have been even more, but he'll still be happy with a top 10 finish though for Adrian.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember both McNaughton brothers not having a great luck in the first round of the Academy Series, and hopefully they can enjoy their they can have fun, you know, because watching that race, like, even if I was not driving it, but I felt the pain completely of them, because dropping down, like, they were starting in the 2nd, 3rd row, and then they just dropped massively, like, after crashes, bit of unluck and stuff like that. And yeah, that pissed me off. I don't know if it pissed them off, I'm pretty sure it did, but it pissed me off as well. So yeah.
Fair enough. The Brazilian João Fernando Lebuon, he's also
Fernando.
he's mentioned here, I think he's forgotten his surname. Lebuon, though, is the new addition into the another one of the Brazilians coming out through the been actually green for the 1st sector, but yellow. What can he muster here to save his lap time? Currently 21st, which is fairly good. In fact, if he can get in a bit of improvement, he'll actually be able in an optimal position for the reverse qualifying pole in race 2, which is very important as well. We've seen it before here in the Academy Series and also in the Formula Sprint Series as well, on just how important sometimes that reverse grid order is, because it's really difficult actually to overtake here around Istanbul Park, as Tozzoli is going to go for the final corner of turn 14 now. He's going to try and see what then he can improve, maybe break into the top 3 if he ever so likes. He does break into the top 3, and it's very good for Mauro. He'll be very happy with that.
Definitely really happy, but we are here now with Murno going into turn 9 and 10. We are on board camera with him. Let's see the break, if he's gonna have a great exit. This maybe it went a bit too much on that curve, but this still doesn't look that bad. We're gonna see now the sector time. It's a yellow, it's not an improvement for it, but at 39.2, that's still a decent middle sector. So let's see if he might gain something here in the final and get closer to Turi, because at this point I don't think it's gonna be Turi, you know, he's a bit off. Comes now across a final corner, crosses the line. It's a purple sector 1, it's an improvement, improves 2/10, but it's not enough for pole position.
Purple through the 3rd sector though is absolutely massive though, because 30 didn't even get a purple through the 3rd sector, so does show that Lucas Morno is slightly faster than Turi on 1 sector of the track, so he's going to be hoping to try and use that as well as he can. Checker flag is now dropped. Adrian McNaughton, he's going to try and see if he can break into the top 5 now. He's gone green for the 2nd sector now. He's actually got beat over across the line, so
I think Turi is going for an improvement, because he just set a purple sector 1 and a really decent sector 2. Not his personal best. Is coming across the final sector now.
See what Adrian McNaughton can do though. He's gone green through the final 2 sectors though. It's the final sector that he can do to clinch into the top 5. Cross the line. No improvement for Adrian, so he sticks down in 7th. And Turi has not improved enough, I don't
I
He
think
didn't
he
prove
made a
it.
mistake in the final sector because he had set up purple sector 1 and a second sector which was only alpha 10 slower compared to the one he set in the current pole lap, you know. Also,
Yeah.
Christersville is on a lap, but his sector 1 was nothing crazy, so I think he's not gonna improve. We see him now in the final sector, comes across the final corner. It's gonna cross. Ooh, I think he got a track limit there. No, did not get a track limit, but he still went for the grass for some reason. I can't understand that.
Understeer. It's the understeer coming out of turn 14. It's just a bit too much, and having touched the grass, it's really hard to keep the car in control. So I don't blame that at all. But have a look down for the grid for the qualifying results. Lorenzo Turdi has done absolutely amazing to get himself up into pole, and he's done it by 3/10. Lucas Murno himself was absolutely 5/10, but he's managed to claw that back down to 3/10. He's going to be hoping to challenge Turdi for the lead. Mauro Tozzoli over in P3 completes the Italian 1 and 3 with Christian Glomstetter, a former race winner, over in 4th. Victor Benat hoping to get his first win in the Academy Series at 5th, followed by Andrea Guinalia in 6th. Adrian McNaughton, decent performance for him. He starts over at 7th, followed by Christian Seville, the Latvian, in 8th. Giovanni Santoro will go for row 9 with Gabriel Peckley in position 10. Dan Hutt, the Dutch driver, in 11th, followed by David Yunt in 12th. Sergei Soroka in 13th, followed by Victor B in 14th. Antonius Paparinopoulos in 15th, with Oliver de Muniz in 16th. You can take the rest if you want.
Alright, I go for it. We got Affidella in P17, followed by Mark Anthony Rasanayagam. Then Mateus Machado and Mark Matthias Wittmann completing the 10th row of this grid. In the 11th row, we get Jiří Krachovil and João Fernando, followed by Martin Rydberg and Oleksandr Radechki. Then we have Dio Meneghetti and Jerome Berg, followed by Haruki Jr., Alessandro Iannone, Lorenzo Eterovic Funcic, owner of LAF Motorsport in FS1, and then Kyle McManus in P29. For the final last spots, the last 4 spots of the grid, we have Gabriel Ramos, Kacper Filišević, Alberto Moschillo, and Haruki Jr. completing the grid without setting a lap time. Also want to point out Auduri was the only driver to go below the 48 barrier, so that's really impressive.
3/10 faster though than pole position though. It's been, absolutely incredible for, someone on equal machinery to even, muster that much of a gap. And surely Turley will come into the first race of the Academy Series here in Istanbul Park. All glee and all excited, I must say, because, he's done very, very well for his talents, and he's done a really strong showing over at Melbourne, and he looks all set to be the first ever repeat race winner in the Academy Series.
I guess we'll find that out soon. I think we can go for a small break now, and then come back in time for the race. Hello and welcome back here at Istanbul, ready for the first of the two races at Istanbul Park. We just finished our qualifying session with some interesting results because we have seen Lorenzo Turri setting a blistering 147.81, which puts him on pole position by 3/10 compared to Lucas Murno, really interesting driver as mentioned previously. Followed by Terzoli and Glamster and Bernat, one of the new debutants today in Academy Series, also putting his car in P5. It's really good for him. But anyway, we are now here in the warm-up session. The checker flag is out, and currently watching on the timing board on the live timing, we can see that Lucas Murno just set the fastest lap, and I think this is a race trimmed lap, you know. Now we can see there, we got a 48.6, followed by Terzoli and Ginaya in 3/10 basically. So they are the only drivers below the 49. Then you get Adrian with a 49.07. And well, I think this is gonna be an interesting race because we've seen in FS2 that overtaking isn't that easy, you know. But I'm really interested in what's going to happen in the first lap on the back straight. I cannot wait for that. That's gonna be really interesting, legit. What do you think? Who do you predict as a race winner of race 1, Amir?
I'm gonna do a Kurt Rota right here. I'm gonna say it's unpredictable because we've seen it before with one-lap paces. They do tend to win the first race. Has been in the case we've seen before. But Istanbul's not all that certain, though. It's all going to be about who leads to the first corner, I think, and then it's just going to be, you know, all out from there on forth. So 30 has got good pace. Yes, he's got good first lap pace. He's 3/10 clear of Lucas Murno. But Murno has shown to be faster though on the warm up than
On the
30.
warm-up, yeah.
So it's going to be all dependent on who gets the lead down into turn 1, and then from then on, the rest of the drivers behind him, all 32 cars that really want to win the race, it's about nitpicking your time. It's about finding that great line. It's about, you know, taking your chances smartly, because Istanbul, if you don't take your chances well, you get heavily punished by, you know, just veering outside the race line at all. You know, like turn 2 or turn 8, if you try to make an overtake there, expect worn on the tires. If you try to make an overtake down turn 12, expect maybe a switchback, and expect to try and hold your position through the inside line for the corners. And you know, it's the same case for that tire degradation through that second sector as well. We've seen it before in the Formula Sprint 1, seen it before in the Formula Sprint 2. With the Academy Series underway, we're going to be slowly seeing what it will bring to us in such similar style racing. Looking through the grid on today's race, for race 1, Lorenzo Turri, he'll start over in pole position, followed by Lucas Murno, completes row 1. Mauro Terzoli will be in row 2, followed by Christian Glonsither for 4th, Victor Bernat in 5th, followed by Andrea Ginalia, that'll be row 3, Adrian McNaughton in 7th, Christian Spello would complete row 4, Giovanni Santoro would be in P9, followed by Gerbil Peckley, that completes row 5, Dan Hutt, the Dutchman, in 11th, followed by David Yunt, Swissman, in row 6, Sergei Soroka, the Ukrainian, in 13th, followed by Victor Bay, Brazilian, in row 7, Antonius Paparinopoulos in 15th, followed by Olivier Dimunier in 16th, Alfie Denley, the Thai driver, in 17th, followed by Mark Anthony Brisnagan in 18th, Matthias Magado in 19th, followed by Mark Matas Wittmann, the Australian, will complete row 10, Yuri Kraktovil in 21st for the Czech driver, followed by Yao Fernando Laborn in 22nd, Martin Weisberg, the second of the Dutch, in 23rd, followed by Diogo Menigucci in 24th. Jerome Berg would be in 25th, another Dutch one, the third of them, followed by Alessandro Ion, the Italian. That completes row 13. Lorenzo Itrovic Funcic in 27th, followed by Carl McManus, the Scotsman, would complete row 14. Gabriel Ramos in 29th, followed by Kasper Fitzgibbets That will be in P30. Alberto Machado in 31st, and followed by that, it is the final car on the grid in Haruki Jr. in 32nd. And that completes the 32-car grid, the most that we've had in the Academy Series in the first 4 races, as they slowly going to start lining up onto the grid. Turley has got lots of momentum on his edge coming out from qualifying, but it's going to be interesting to see how that race is going to fare off. So I'm really looking forward to that.
We can see already from the live telemetry of Lorenzo Turri that is warming up the brakes. This is gonna be really important because it's you might think it's not that great run, but you really want those brakes to be warmed up for the turn 4, 5, 6 section, you know, because that's really a crucial part of the track that puts the car under pressure completely. Anyway, we are now here watching Lorenzo Turri. We can see at the back the last cars lining up, and we are ready to watch the lights here at Istanbul. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, up the engine, 5 lights. And this lights out and away we go. We see here Lorenzo Turri, not a great start. Lucas Murno already alongside him. Let's see what's gonna happen. Turro carries the momentum. But Murno on the outside takes the position, takes P1 by force, but it's not over yet. You can see them now going uphill into turn 3, and now think it closed it completely. Now it closed it. We already have a yellow flag behind. Let's hope nothing of crazy. And in fact, it's already gone. Might be somebody just going for a quick run outside the track. Bernat wheel to wheel now here with Glamster going into turn 7. Glamster takes P4, but looks like Bernat is going for a switchback, and they're probably gonna go wheel to wheel into turn 8. This is definitely not good for the tires, but it's a really great racing that we are currently watching here.
So early on though, up into lap 1 out of 12, everyone has already been so aggressive. They really want to push as much as they possibly go. There's Victor Bernat. He's going to go down the inside onto Glumsitzer, but he does think better of it. Just stays behind as it can. But look how much everyone has just been so close behind to each other. Still trying to use as much of the effective slipstream as they can. Coming out from turn 10 now. Just still using the slipstream. No DRS, no over push to pass now. It's just going to be about trying to get behind the slipstream as much as they possibly can. You can just see with Victor Bernat down in the background with Ginali and Savalio going wheel to wheel. Meanwhile, for the lead, there's Turley going to make the overtake onto Murno. He's making advantage of what was his bad start early on, and he's now made the move. He now takes over into first place now, and that will allow him to go back down into second with Terzoli in third. He's still just about completes the podium at the moment.
You can now see here we are following on board with Mauro Terzoli, who's currently sitting in P3. Ooh, Murno goes a bit deep there. He probably lost a bit of time compared to Turri, which already pulled a 7/10 gap. Let's see if Terzoli is gonna go for an overtake. He's pulling inside his mirror, and they touched. There's a small contact, and Terzoli is through, maybe. I'm pretty sure Terzoli is not going to take that position, even from a sportsmanship point, you know. You just punt your rival, well, another driver you overtake. That's not what you do. That's not what you do. In the meantime, we can see on the leaderboard Dana dropping down. He dropped down completely. Maybe got involved in a contact, in a crash. Let's see if we can have it with a replay.
Oh wow.
Following here, oh my, chaotic turn 4. Goes around the outside. Ooh, spinner, oh, it gets caught into the spin by another car. And yeah, you just have to wait for the cars to come by here. You definitely do not want to rejoin on the racing line like that. Definitely
Absolutely.
Not.
Absolutely.
Going...
Just unfortunately.
Yeah.
Fortunately, there has to be a passenger there, but still a very long race though. Still about 10 laps or so left to go. Be able to make any comeback as much as he possibly can. Ramos though being the first even out, but getting now into the pits for damage. Rasenegam and Kretovil also DNFing in the early stages through the race now. But looking here with Ginalia now, lots of overtakes happening here for the time it's going to consist on the left-hand side. But attention still to respect between Ginalia, though, trying to make the overtake onto Bernat with Krista Silvio still just about behind. No moves yet to turn one, I don't think, because no one is quite close enough, although Ginalia almost had a look at it, but not quite yet. Still just about holding off for the minute. Still sick for him.
In the meantime, we got another victim of the race. We got Jerome Berg, DNF, out of this race. It's another victim of today's race, and we are only in lap 3, you know. This is really interesting. We are having a lot of collisions already, and this is not great. This is not great. Let's see here what happened at Jerome Berg. He's on the back straight. Moves to the left. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, my God. That's... oh, my God. What am I watching here? What
I think that was very evasive defensive maneuvering there, and it was just pretty much a domino effect from there on off, from that swipe coming out from that straight approaching through turn 12. So that's unfortunate for Hut to have end like that, and for a lot of drivers. Still lap 3 out of 12, and we've got a lot of DNFs. We've got 27 through 32, that has DNF, so we've got 26 cars left remaining running into the field now onto lap 3 out of 12, as attention now draws towards Lucas Bruno. As look at Terzoli, though, he's still trying to catch up to 30. Potentially was back, though, between Ginalia, though, having to try to look maybe for the outside onto Victor Bernat. He punts up just a little bit, but he still keeps the car safe and okay, as Christos Vilio maybe trying to look for a better off coming through turn 14, but to no avail. Still just to try and apply the pressure onto the Italian in front, still keeping on the slipstream there, not quite making the move down to turn 1 yet at the moment, but just keeping just trying to keep aggressive. Goes a little bit off, that's going to cost him a little bit of time, and that allows for Inaki to have
it as well, you know, and caused by the dirtier of Andrea Chinaglia right in front of him. So because you know, dirty air on this track is also really strong. You know, you don't want to be in dirty air that much, especially for your tires. Maybe not in series like FS2 and Academy, right? But in general, that's gonna wear your tires like crazy, and that's not great. That's not what you want. In the meantime, you can see that there's Terzoli, who is P2. Yeah, we've seen that, or have we missed it? Anyway, we can see already a 1.6 seconds gap between P3 and P4, between Murno and Glamster. We see there that window, and we see also Bernat trying to that's a chakray for Svilo. But yeah, I was saying that we can see Bernat trying to get into Glamster mirrors. When the gap there is really close. I think they're wheel to wheel going into the hard braking zone, and before the braking zone, Bernat is in front, but Glamster is not leaving him. Let's see what's gonna happen now. And behind we also see Christos Vilo diving on the inside of Andrea Chinaglia. They make contact. Chinaglia goes wide, and here Bernat closes the overtake, stays in front of Glamster. Let's go back there, watching Chinaglia and Christos Vilo, where the situation is still the same, but there has been contact. That might be a discussion after the race, we'll see, because turn 12 is a really crucial point for overtaking, you know, but if you want to overtake, you got to it completely, you know. You don't want to crash out the other driver or stuff like that.
Duel for the ages here between Christos Vilio and Chinaglia, and also with Bernat and Glumsitter as well. Bernat has done very well to defend from Glumsitter coming out from turn 12. A bit too tight though, but still managed with the correct lineage to keep himself just ahead of Glumsitter at the moment. And you can just see with Vilio, he's just about losing that pace over to Chinaglia as he's making his way up the field to try and join along with this, maybe make it a three-way battle for P4. And approaching through turn 8 they possibly can now, just having a little bit of the understeer we've talked about with these drivers before. It has been a discussion back in Kyalami through turn 5, and here in turn 8 I think it will be even more pronounced. Now with Lucas Bruno though coming out through turn 10, he's going to try and keep the pressure onto Zoli. He lost the P2 over to him, but he's making some gains now. So come through turn 11 now, completely flat out there for the Brazilian. He's now on the slipstream, going to try and use what he can. Will Terzoli defend? He's not defending. He's going to try and go for the outside, but I think that Murno will do it before the corner even happens, and he will do so with ease, and he does so. He gets himself up into P2, holds it onto the apex to prevent the switchback, and that's exactly what the Brazilian wants. He gets himself comfortably in P2, and you can just see the tension towards the back there between Ginali and Glamsitter. They're having the midst of their fight between P5, and that's Bernat going a little bit wide. But Murno gets himself up into P2.
We've seen now that Glamster lost a position to Andrea Kinaya. Kinaya just promoted to P5, so there's been an overtake. And so we see Bernat going wide into turn 1 in the background. I'm really curious if we're gonna see a track limit penalty, because I'm watching now race view and there are quite a few invalid laps, you know. So I wouldn't be surprised if we're gonna see a drive-through penalty because of track limits.
Possibilities for all that can happen indeed, but it's just a matter of to see like how much that maybe you'll be able to get away with it. It's really hard to keep the car onto the track, especially for the high-speed corners. You need to put into a lot of steering through the corners, especially like that one down in turn 7 with its high speed down to low speed in the hairpin. And what about turn 8 though? Talked about before, just how much of the steering input that you have to be to just try to keep it on track, but also not lose too much speed and also not lose too much tire life as well. That's the thing that needs to be catered in towards these drivers like Dirty and Murno if they want to try and keep ahead as much as they possibly can now, as Murno now goes through turn 9 and through 10. But Terzoli now has got a bit of advantage now because of that slipstream out into the back, as flat out through 11 they go. Just going to see how close that he possibly can be come through turn 12. He is slowly catching. Yeah, he's going to make a bit of advantage. Actually, no, he's holding off a bit. He's holding off for it now. So he's trying to keep trying the pressure.
Ooh, just a bit wide.
Very aggressive. He's very aggressive onto Myrna, must say. Out through turn 13, through 14 now. I think he's a little bit wiggly coming out for 14 though, so he's lost a little bit of that advantage that he had back in turn 12, but it's not over yet. He's still got about another lap or so to make the move if he wants, but that lift up, it speaks 1,000 words, to be honest with you. But Lomzita though, nearly had a look down for the inside to Canalia, but to no avail. The Norwegian still slides behind him as they go flat out through turn 2, followed by the braking zone of 3. Look how close that he is. He's just really getting very close. Oh, he's almost trying to make the move, but he's had to move the car a little bit out the way off the racing line to avoid contact with Canalia, and that allows for Christian to lose a little bit of time to the Italian, and I think that will definitely allow for Christus to himself to be able to catch up and reclaim along that fight between himself and Glomsitter. Still having over to lap 7 out of 12 as the Norwegian is still just about applying the pressure here. Everything has started to slowly slow down just a little bit now. Everyone has been comfortably going into the positions. Remember, for the race 2, it is the reversed 15 that will be for the qualifying grid in today's race. And Fitzigevich in 15th, he will be the one that will be starting in the reverse grid at the moment. But there's Terzoli now. It's not going to be the same position as he was a lap ago, but this time is he going to try and make the move onto him? He's going to try and make the move now, but we'll see if he'll actually work this time.
He's lifting. He's not going for the move. He's not going for the move.
So he's keeping that pressure on as much as he possibly can. So that's a rather interesting tactic from Terzoli. We don't usually see academy drivers lift prior to the overtake. So maybe there's a bigger mind games perhaps over at to play, or maybe he just wants to leave it to the very last moment to make the overtake to Murno. As meanwhile in the back there's Peckley. He's on the back of Santoro. This is going to be over for P8. Let's see what Gabriel can do to Giovanni as they head through turn 1, and he's not quite close yet, but he's still just making strides.
Maybe this is not a crucial point where they can overtake, because it's really hard to pull out a move here. In the meantime, Christus Villog touching some grass there. That was interesting. But yeah, here this battle between Gabriel and Giovanni is gonna be really interesting. Also because this is P6 on the reverse grade, so it's not a bad spot, you know, on the reverse grade. It's a spot where if you got pace and you're ready to overtake the cars in front, you can easily go for the podium or the win. So
Absolutely.
in the meantime, Terzoli, I think he made a mistake because he's now 1 second behind Murno. So he might have lost some time in the middle sector, because we've seen him in the first sector really close to Lucas, and now he just lost a lot of time completely. But in the meantime, Lorenzo Turri also in P1 pulls away 2.5 gap. 2.5. We have to see if he's gonna be able to manage this through the war race. But here we are back on the back straight. Turn 11, the right kink. He's got the slipstream, he's got the speed advantage. Let's see if he's gonna go for the move. Santoro covers the inside going down into turn 12. Who's gonna be late on the brakes? Looks like Santoro keeps it, but the Peckley is still there. They're wheel to wheel, and Peckley sticks his nose inside and gets the position. What a great move by Gabriel right here, man. Really
Absolutely
good.
Yeah, great defending though from Giovanni though, back in sector 2 to try and get himself up and keeping into the P8. But with the slipstream, Peckley had definitely used that to his advantage and placed his car superbly well to get himself up into P8, and that's going to be good tension towards the back though to be Fitzgibbon. He was back in P15, now he's back in P17. He's dropped 2 positions the last time we checked on him, and he's lost it even more. That will allow Victor Bay to get himself up into P16. He's going to be trying and chasing Dan Hutt for 15th now, but it's still about 2 seconds though between himself and him, so I don't think it's gonna be that much for Victor to try and catch up, but we will see. It's still about just 3 laps left to go.
Are now here with Paparinopoulos, who's following the Swiss David Yount. I mean, should we consider David Yount a veteran of GPVWC, because he competed multiple years, you know? He also did a couple of FS2 races last year. I remember racing with him at Imola. But also he was racing against my team in the same category. So he's really one of the big names currently on this grid. Anyway, we have here Antonis Paparinopoulos in the slipstream of David. Let's see if he's gonna go for a move. Let's see if David's gonna go defensive. At the moment, sticks it to the right, so leaves the inside for Paparinopoulos. As we see also in front, Santoro fighting back for P8, overtaking Peckley, and Paparinopoulos closing the overtake on the David Yount before the corner.
Brilliant move by Antonis Paparinopoulos. Up into P10 though, that was going to be very great for the Greek driver, and to overtake David Yount is no easy task at all, and I'm sure that will do pretty wonders for the Greek driver. It's going to be pretty sure the Swiss driver for David Yount, you mentioned before, veteran OSO race winner for race 2 in Kailami. He's going to be trying to see to break into the top 10 though. He's definitely not going to concede a position without a fight, as you can just see coming out through turn 3. He is still just keeping it behind, but not quite to any avail though. But Paparinopoulos, he'll be very happy with the P10.
Anyway, we are back here now, fighting for P18 between Rydberg and Junior here. This is not really a relevant fight for the reverse grid, because as we know, the reverse grid is top 15. Oh, a small lockup there.
Going to be very unfortunate there for his tire wear. Still only about 2 laps left to go. Having a lock up late this stage is a showcase that the tires are indeed fading just a bit, but it's also not very good for the long haul of the race, and I think that is unfortunately going to lose all the momentum he possibly
Yeah,
could.
definitely flat spotted the tires right there. Definitely flat spotted. Let's see if we have some more action on track. We got David Yunt again fighting back Paparinopoulos, and there's a three-way battle for P12 between Demolians, Fernando, and Soroka. In the meantime, Lorenzo Torre crossed the start-finish line for the 11th time and started the 11th lap of the race. Only 2 laps to go before the end of this race run, and at the moment we haven't seen any penalties, if you ask me. So this is definitely good. But, ooh, that was close for a spinner. He goes off the track, Paparinopoulos, and loses the position to David Yunt.
And the money is also taken for Yunt. They were almost going side by side, heading for turn 1. It's now going to be going upwards through turn 2, and then finally through 3. He's going to try and make the move for turn 3. Almost has a look for it, but to no avail. And Demolius has spun, and he's lucky to have saved the car, but he's dropped 2 positions. He's really, really lucky to have saved it, and even more so lucky that Sergei Soroka and also João Fernando didn't crash into him. So that's really, really lucky there from Sergei Soroka. The Ukrainian must be very happy to have kept that car into one piece, but he still just lost 2 positions. He'll be trying to make that claw back up. So Soroka has wide, and he's spun, and he's lost it. He's down to P14 now. Keep the car onto track, and he'll still be able to clinch onto that second grid slot on for race 2. He still keeps it running, and he still gets ahead, so that's good there for Sergei. But now it's just about between Demonias and Fernando for P13, P12 between those two now, as Sergei, unfortunately, he has now been left out after that mistake.
I think we can go a bit in front because Pekli and Santoro are fighting again. But also Glamster and Kinaya, they're really, really close to each other. Santoro gets the position again on Pekli, and we'll see who's actually going to finish in front, because now we get the final lap, now we get the juicy stuff, you know. But also at the back, Paparinopoulos keeps fighting with David Yunt. They're really giving us a great fight, all of these drivers. Really, really great race up here.
Muniz also overtakes Fernando for P12, and there's a bit almost let it went back wide. Attention towards the front, though, between Glumsita and Ginalia, though. They're for P5, heading through the corner, and he still keeps pressing the pressure on through the hairpin. Oh, a little bit too much on the curb through 4, and then going through 5, and then upwards through 6. A Glamsitter has not got that momentum to be able to catch up into Kinalia, though. So I think, unless if he'd be able to do a magic or holds it on through 10, then maybe I think Kinalia will just about hold on to 5th, but we shall see as they go through turn 7. It's going to be upwards through 8. What will Glumsitter be able to do? Can he keep the car onto the track, not lose too much time from that dirty air? He's got a pretty good line. He's actually caught up a bit more than Ginalia, though, and he'll still keep about applying the pressure, though. So that means that he'll definitely be able to make the optimal move through the final few corners now. 20 towards the front between Victor Bernat and Terzoli, though. This is going to be for the final podium position, though. Will Bernat be able to take it away from Terzoli? We're going to see now as they head through turn 11 now. It's going to be completely fine. It's going to take the inside line now. Going to be going side by side now. He's going to probably make the move before even turn 12. He does so. He's going to try and go defensive inside line now. What will Terzoli be able to do? Terzoli tries to go to the outside. Bernat takes the middle road. Maybe tries to park at the apex. No, he does a switch back, and Terzoli will go side by side, and it will be still
wheel to wheel
heading for 12-13 through 14. He defends brilliantly. Lorenzo 30 wins the Turkish Grand Prix for round 1, and then Morano will be in second. Bernat will just about fend off Terzoli and snatches away for 3rd place. Terzoli in 4th. Kinalia fends off Glamsitter for 6th. Christos Civello in 7th with Giovanni Santoro in 8th. Gabriel Peckley in 9th. And look at this between Demonias.
Demonias is going to go for the position. They make contact, but this is it. Drag race to the line, but Fernando gets it. We are back here for P18 between Frischvik and Junior. Let's see who's gonna clinch this P18. Looks like Junior can pull it in front. What a nice comeback even after that.
He got punted. He got punted behind. But he still just about holds it in, and he defends the inside line brilliantly, though. Haruki Jr. will be out in P18 ahead of Flitschikevich, and dropped a couple positions, though. But Diogo
Munghetti fighting against Machado, yeah?
No, he got spinner on the final corner! The penultimate corner! And the Brazilian loses another position because of that. That's unfortunate, and Collision with the side pods, not all that he needs, but he'll still just to be about the last of the finishers in 24 for him. So, yeah, what a
So we
great
can
race for
go to
race one,
the
and it's going to be interesting for race two. So we're going to have a look for the race results.
yes. We get Lorenzo Turri started from pole position, winning the race. Did he even get the fastest lap? Do we know that? I want to
I think
check
he did,
it.
yeah.
No, Lucas Murno got the fastest lap actually. Got a 48.4. Yeah, we get Turri, Murno, Bernat, who got the podium on the final lap, overtaking Terzoli, who is now P4. Followed by Kinaya and Glamster, who also gave us a good fight through the whole race. Chris Svilo in P7, just enjoying his popcorn, so basically behind all of these fights, all of this madness. Followed by Santoro and Peckley, who also gave a great battle in the final laps. And then Antonis Paparinopoulos closes up P10. In P11 we have João Fernando, followed by Oliver Demolien and David Yunt, who ended up in P13 after everything, followed by Sergi Soroka and Dan Hutt, who will make up the front row for our race too. P16, just outside the top 15 for the reverse grid, is gonna be Victor Bie, followed by Rydberg Jr., Flischvik, and Alessandro Iannone in P20. P21 for Cal McManus, P22 for Machado, P23 for Lorenzo Eterovic Funcic, who gained a position on Diogo Menghetti after the final lap spin. And now from here we start the DNS. We get Mark Matthias Wittmann, Moschillo, Adrian McNaughton, Jerome Berg, Alf Fidelley, Gabriel Ramos, and Mark Anthony Rasanayagam, followed by Jiri Kratochville. I guess this is our race one here in Turkey, and I think we're gonna have some good fun for race two. Also because we have Danat on pole position, really experienced driver, you know. So he might perform good, he might pull away immediately and manage the gap throughout the war race. But we'll see this soon.
Lorenzo Turri will win race one, but with Dan Hutt over pole position for race two. We will slowly be back with continuing action as the top 15 is in the reverse grid order. We'll see you back in Istanbul very shortly. An exciting race one that has happened here in Istanbul Park. The action continues on for race two. Still the same laps with 12 laps though, but it is a reverse grid order. Dan Hart will be starting over in pole position, and he has done pretty good so far. You mentioned before about his experience though, Domenico. He'll be doing that also in the front. Well, followed by him, it will be a new driver actually in Sergei Sorka. He'll be completing over for row one, but big question though is on Terzoli, who's done very well actually for the race one. Done very well in the midst of the battles and stuff, and Dirty as well, along with a lot of other drivers as well that completes that podium. But we've seen it before though. Whenever they make those chargers up through the field, it's going to be a lot harder for Istanbul. Again, the nature of the track, the high-speed corners, and just how understeer these cars are, it's going to make overtaking a bit difficult. So I'm curious though, Domenico, what are your predictions though? What can we expect for race two?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing somebody who was in the top 5 in the last race, in the race run, ready to climb up the group and fly past everyone with its pace. But I feel like the grid is gonna be pretty much way more equal, so way more balanced. So I'm pretty sure even Danat, who was starting on pole position, has a great shot. Oh, you might say, well, of course he's starting from pole position, but it's Academy and it's a race too. So you never know. Everything can happen in Academy, and we've seen that earlier in lap 2. That was a really interesting and spectacular crash. I've seen the reactions in the chat, and some guy said, Oliver Tara said absolute cinema, basically. So even watching the YouTube chats, it's really fun. So people in YouTube, if you want to say something, if you have to say anything, do it. You can do it. We won't eat anybody. We can have a nice talk while we wait for the session switch, So if you got anything to say, just say it.
Looking at for the start though, within the pole position, being on the left-hand side of the track, having that inside down to turn one, Lucas Murno having a great start though against Terzoli, heading down into turn one, and from that he took the lead early on in the early stages for about the first half of the race in lap one, and then he just about lost it after the slipstream to Terzoli, but he still was just within that podium contention. So it does just show within the elaboration I've had before and just how important that race start is. It sets the momentum and allowed for Murno to have that little possibility of being able to fend off against Terzoli for the race win. And albeit it was short-lived, it's another example for Dan Hart on what to expect. Because if the person that's also on the to the next side of him in Sergey, if he does a better start than him, then he also gets the lead down to turn one, and all that is just super, super important. We've seen before with, how close the cars are onto the track and how amidst they all trying to share the same track with as much as they possibly can, it poses great danger. We've seen it before. We've seen lots of spins, and we saw it in lap 2 with that massive carnage. I think we can expect something similar here as the 31 cars are going to be slowly heading up into the grid for race 2.
Let's see if we got somebody in the YouTube chat. I think we switched sessions now. I'm not sure. We might have. Or we might not. In the meantime, we are here to remind you of the next rounds of the Academy Series. We got the Japanese Grand Prix on the 8th of April, and then the San Marino Grand Prix at Imola on the 21st of April 2025. Of course, the season doesn't end here, but for whoever is new in GPVWC listening to us commentating, the rounds in Academy get added progressively throughout the season. So we're gonna have some more rounds, don't worry. The season's not ending after 6 rounds. So if you want to join, if you want to drive in the Academy Series, you can do it. You just have to download the mod, you don't have to pay any licenses, and it's great fun. And please drive cleanly, if you ever. Anyway, we are here now on the grid. Do you want to go throughout the starting grid, Amir, or do I go for it?
Yeah, I'll do it this time. Thank you very much
Perfect.
for your services, though, Domenico, and thanks for expecting for what's to come next. The Japanese Grand Prix will be back in for the next round of the Academy Series. But now, in the reverse grid position now, Dan Hart, who finished at P15, he's going to be starting from pole position in that first row on the inside line, with Sergei Sorka, the Ukrainian, would be for row 1. David Yunt in third, followed by Oates, the Frenchman, will complete row 2. Yao Fernando, he'll be in fifth, followed by Antonius Paparinopoulos. That will be for row 3. Gabriel Peckley and then Giovanni Santoro will be for row 4. Christos Civello and then Christian Blomsitter, that's for row 5. Andrea Ginalia in 11th, followed by Mauro Terzoli, that's for row 6. And then afterwards it's Victor Bernat and Lucas Mono, that is for row 7. Lorenzo Turi and Victor Bell will be for row 8, with Maitland Reitberg and Haruki Jr. for row 9. Kasper Fitzkevich and Alessandro Inone in the Italian would be for row 10, with Mateusz Macado in 21st, with Lorenzo Etruditz Funcic for row 11. Yogo Meniguchi in 23rd, followed by Mark Mateus Whitman, 24th, that's for row 12. Alberto Moschillo in 25th, followed by Adrian McNaughton, 26th, that's for row 13. Jerome Berg for 27th, with Alfie Denley, the Thai driver, on 28th, that's for row 14, with Mark Anthony Resnagem, 29th, with Yuri Kraftorovil in 30th, that is for row 15th. Krithik Manikandan didn't appear in race 1. He will now make a turn. He starts in 31st. Previous Academy appearance as well for Krithik Manikandan. He's also the brother of Mano Manikandan, who's a current Formula Sprint 2 driver at the moment. Slowly they're going to be heading off down into the grid now. Dan has got a lot on his mind now, a lot on his shoulders. Any predictions on what you're going to expect here, Domenico?
I mean, chaos. Nothing else.
Short but sweet. We've seen it before here in many races before. You've seen it here in Bahrain back in round 1, and just how chaotic that reverse grid order is, with the ones that were slow back in race 1 and in qualifying here. It provides a lot of unpredictability, but also shows some truly hidden gems with this reverse grid order, as Dan Hutt was in row
it was in the wrong spot.
He now goes out to the first slot now, but it's bit challenging for Dan to see what he can do with the inside line and see how much he can get up to the outside line to try and fend off from Sergei Sorka. We're going to be waiting to find out, though, as the last car is going to be heading down onto the grid very shortly, as he slowly parks on into the grid slot now. All cars are now ready and willing and ready to go now. 30 cars on the grid. Lights are slowly going to be on very shortly. It's going to be for 12 laps now. 30 cars on. Dan Hutt now on pole. What's he going to be able to muster? We're underway here for race 2 of the Academy Series. It's a pretty good start there for Dan Hutt. He's gonna and defend the outside line, heading down through turn 1, and it's exactly what he needs, with Soraka down in second, with David Yunt over in third. There's a bit of car going a bit outside to be going wheel to wheel. Peckley and Santoro still be going wheel to wheel through that second turn, still going side by side, as it now breaks very hard for turn 3. Garo Peckley will have the inside line, but that becomes the outside line through the next corner, and he almost just about makes it up. Paparino, so he gets himself up into 5th, for Yao Fernando down into 6th, and still going wheel to wheel. Look at all these cars. They've been going absolutely blistering off to the track. It's gone up in the background, and that is huge. And there, Sergei Sorka has actually lost down the position. He's still trying to fend off P2 from David Yunt, but he gets about and just about holds it in. Tries to take the inside line though, but David Yunt will take the outside line as they head through turn 8, and Soraka has just about fended off from Yunt, and that would be allow for Sergei to get up into, still hold on to second place though. Fantastic racing so far, but what about that spin in the background? I think that's dirty.
At the moment, we've seen the first DNF, and surprisingly, it's a race 1 winner, Lorenzo Turi, who DNF'd from the race. He was involved in a turn 1 contact, because I've seen him dropping immediately, you know, and that caused him to DNF. But here we are, Sergei Soroka against David Youth going into turn 12. In the meantime, Donat says thanks to this battle because it's really pulling away. There's contact, I think there's a spinner, yeah, in fact Soroka was caught in that spinner with the contact with David Youth and Chris Zeeuw. P5, started P8, what a great start for him.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
It's not over yet.
From him. Not over yet, indeed. But have a look for the replay to see how Turi managed to DNF, though. Very unfortunate. Oh, he's lost his front wing. Oh, and that's so big.
Already, yeah.
Just look at. There's already a lot of people off coming through turn 4, I believe. Now we're going to see here the start. He's starting from P15, so we're going to see what happens at turn 1. Wonder if he was just a bit too eager on the brakes. Oh, he got spun.
Oh no!
He got spun around the outside, and then
yeah.
It got hit. It's very unlucky. He kept it on the brakes, but I don't think the car head was anticipated for him to be, you know, that kind of close. And for Turi, I'm afraid it's just with that front wing gone, it's very hard to get back into the pits in that case. Seeing there, Soroka, he was up in P2 at one point. What happened to him? He made a big collision, and that led him spinning off in turn 1, and he's got nothing to do but to wait, try and get off the track surface to keep that car undamaged. Does what he can, but that's a massive drop-off. Up in P2, down in 23rd. Lost a ton of positions there.
I think this was right after the contact with David Yount into turn 12. It's legit 3 corners after it, you know. But also, what happened there? Because there's a really, really big gap now between the David Yount and Demolens. Maybe Peckley and the Demolens started a fight, and they engaged a fight somewhere here. And their wheel would almost make contact, looking like Demolens wasn't giving any spaces to Peckley. But also, we have some nice comeback runners here. We got Jerome Berg and Mark Matthias Bittman, who respectively started from P28 and the pit lane, who are now climbing up the group in P18 and P19. As we see here, this big fight, Lucas Murno gains the position of Chris Zeeuw, and the Peckley gains it on Demolens, who's under attack from Lucas Murno. Let's see, are they gonna make it 3 wide? 2 wide. Demolens sends it down the inside and gets the position back. But
oh my god, that's so close. Wheel-to-wheel contact on turn 2.
Oh my god, 3
really
wide.
Close for coverage. 3 wide, heading down for turn 3 though. I think Murno just about fends off a little bit of the contact between Zeeuw and Murno though. And Murno goes defensive onto Peckley though. Sorry, Zeeuw and Glamsiter just about through turn 4 though. Really, really close. But still, no one has left the track yet or has caused any damage. That was so close. Very close for comfort. But everyone still holds on to their positions more or less.
Also, you know, I just mentioned Jerome Berg for his great recovery. He was in P18, however, he's now in the pit lane, so he might have had a contact with somebody which caused him a lot of damage. But, oh my god, look at that! Kratochvil, P16, gained 14 places. But also Lucas Murno started P14, already P4. He might have a chance, as we see Kinaya here cutting turn 10 and going right behind Papalinopoulos. It's because the slipstream, but I don't know if this overtake can be considered legal, you know, because it left the track and get an advantage. But we'll see what the DC will do about this. As we got beat in front, Lucas Murno sends it down the inside, but also behind the 3 wide between Glamster, Papalinopoulos and Kinaya, which ended up cleanly. Oh my god, there's a contact, there's a spinning red card right there. I think that was Peckley. And oh my goodness, what are we watching here?
First turn! That's absolutely incredible! Heading for turn 1! What is going to happen here? What positions are going to be made and which positions are going to be lost? Oh, but nearly 4 wide at the background, you can just see. But that is really close, and everyone has somehow managed to get there through safely. That is really close.
How did they get through safely? I'm surprised, man. This is incredible. As we see Papalinopoulos sending it down the inside of Victor Bie and going around the outside of Santoro. Will he keep it? Will he stick it? And there's a spinner behind.
I think that's Victor Bie, I believe. No, it's not.
That's Terzoli. It's Terzoli who spins into the grass. Let's go a bit forward again, Remco. Come on, we want to see that action. This is really incredible racing. As we see here now, fight for P4 between Chris Zeeuw and Demolens. Wheel to wheel into
They
turn
go.
8. The 5 apex corner. Let's see. Ooh, that was close. It was close the door there, Olivia, sorry.
Keep
But,
applying the can't see in the back down between Victor Bernat trying to make a move onto Glamsitter, but to no avail. Christer Civilu still trying to apply the pressure onto Olivier Dimunier, but still out for turn 11. Almost tries to go for the outside, a little bit touching on the grass though. He's maybe trying to look down for the inside of turn 11 though, but I think he's still trying to get through turn 12. I think is going to be his best position to make an overtake now. Might be going a bit wheel to wheel now. He's going to be trying to do it later on the brakes now, but he's got the inside line need to be careful of. Look at that in the background, a bit 3 wide section there, but Zvilo gets himself up into 4th with a great move inside down turn 12. And in the background you could just see Glamsitter has still holds on into P6 from Victor Bernat and Guinalia in P8. That's going to be a 3 wide position momentum right there, and everything is slightly starting to slow down just a tiny bit back to single file racing, but we definitely know that Victor Bernat is definitely under heavy pressure from Guinalia. Oh, someone's gone wide. I think that's Santora, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's Peckley.
yep,
Peckley has gone a bit wide, but he's still just about hold it in down for P9 at the moment. But now riding on with the Munier, Olivier, the Frenchman still trying to catch up to the Latvian driver, but I think the Latvian is starting to pull away. I think Domenico.
I think it's going to be really vulnerable now that we're about to get on the back straight. But also, I want to point out, look how oh my god, Oliver the Prince almost spins there, keeps it, and this is great for Chris Zvilo because he's really vulnerable. So if they start battling behind, they can pull away from P4, you know. Anyway, as I was saying, we can see Lucas Murno gaining a lot. He's gaining a lot. He just said he gained 4 tenths all in Sector 1. I'm about to see the Sector 2. I'm really curious to see how much he's gaining here. Because this is really,
for the first sector for Lucas as well, so you're absolutely 100% right about that. In fact, his last lap was a flying lap, so looks to potentially to continue to improve his lap times. Looking for Glamsitter though, he's lost the position over to Victor Bernat, but he's going to try and use the slipstream as much as he can down through turn 12. It's going to be a little bit of a weaving, but not quite. Tension back though between Santoro, overtakes Simonian. Damon continues to drop back, and Peckley gets himself up into 7th away from Guinalia, over for the inside line through turn 14, and yes, Peckley will cement that up into P7 though. Look at how much racing action we're here. We're only halfway through and nobody has conceded yet.
In the meantime, we get here Lucas Murner right behind the David Young's tail. Let's see if he's gonna go already for a move into turn 3. Is he brave enough to try it? He goes for it, and he's up in P2, but it's not over. There's a small punt. There's a small punt from David Young that's not over yet. But will David go for a switchback? He's definitely not going for it. And this is now interesting because Lucas Moon is going to have a bit of clean air up to Danat. And when he gets close to Danat, he's going to get in the slipstream. So he's going to go even faster in this race. He's going to catch up a lot. Except if David Young engages a fight now with Lucas.
It's actually the dream thing that Dan has been wanting though, because the more that Murno and Yund fight, the more that he can be able to pull away though. But look for Gomsitter though, P6, look, he's close between himself and P4 on Svilo. And look, he's going to try and look for the inside line onto Victor Bernat. Victor Bernat instead tries to look for the inside line down to Svilo, but to no avail though. And slightly close, but no contact made. Out for turn 10 they go, and it's just going to be a bit of the slipstream. Expect a lot of action here come through turn 12 though. Flat out for 11 to see. Look at how much that slipstream is. Look at the back, they're going to be the most advantageous. Look at that. Svilo and Bernat now, they're going to be going wheel to wheel now, heading down through turn 12. Maybe makes the move before it even happens. Maybe actually make 3 wide even before turn 12 might even happen. And Victor Bernat takes the inside line, and that will allow him to get himself up into 4th. And it is perfectly
loses
time for
another
him.
position as well.
Yeah, he's losing 3 positions at the moment. He's continuing to lose positions. He loses that to 8th. I think he might actually lose to P9 after that curb. And he's out of the slipstream train as well. But no, he's back into it now. But through turn 1, he's not got the inside line though. So it's going to be interesting to see how he can fend off from Santoro and just about overtakes him, reclaims it back for P8. Incredible racing here. Still lap 7 out of 12.
Another DNF as well. We got Victor Bia DNFing now. Just now he was sitting in the top 15, but now DNF. Oh, the Chris's Velo spins. Oh, there's contact. There's contact there between Velo and Santoro. And luckily no front wings lost, but still this is really bad for him, you know. Let's see if we can have a replay on what happened to Bia or something. Thank you, Remco. Let's see here. Ooh, they make contact down into turn 12. Goes a bit deep. Pushes away the pit.
Oh, he's trying to go into the
no.
pits.
Oh no.
He tried to go into the pits, but that's
Was
not
an
the
overlap.
right way how to make the move into the pits. Yep, exactly. So, yeah, that's not very good. Another DNF onto the big stuff. But look at Lucas Moreno, though. He's actually caught up to Dan Hutt now. It's now down to just under 1 second. He's catching up fast. And the Dutchman will need to do something out of his sleeve if he wants to try and hold on to that lead. But Christian Lomsitzer, though, meanwhile, a little bit on the grass coming out for turn 11, though, but still applying the pressure onto Victor Bernat. He's got himself up into 5th, but now he wants to try and get him to 4th. Good defending there for Bernat. Makes the line before the braking zone down into turn 12. And still just about holds off through the final few quarters now, but still a bit of a marked man heading out through turn 14 though, because he doesn't have that slipstream that Glamsitter does, and also Glamsitter and Ginali and Peckley also in the midst of a fight as well. So that's going to be an even bigger advantage though to Peckley now, as he's going to try and make now the move down to turn 1, looks through the inside and still gets enough of the racing room though, and he just about fence it off, but Ginali holds on to P6 though, and look at that bit of that wiggle, still trying to put as much pressure as he possibly can, but still to no avail, as Christian Velo still trying to make up his charge, but he couldn't make a way past Giovanni Santoro, so he's still in 9th. Oh, and he goes a bit sideways.
His car is
and he loses.
It's definitely damaged after the contact we've seen in the previous lap with Santoro. He's sliding everywhere. His wheel looks straight, but I'm pretty sure the suspensions are not liking this. In the meantime, Santoro goes a bit deep there. He's losing time. Lost time there for sure.
Lucas Murno is actually caught up to Dan Hutt now, so this is going to be Dan Hutt's biggest challenge now for the lead now. Are we going to have a new race leader here in the closing stages of the race? We're about to find out now as they navigate through 9 and 10. Murno will have that slipstream. That's the biggest advantage. Always has got the fastest lap. Has done the fastest lap. No, he's not got the fastest lap. That's Bernat at the moment. But it's done absolutely superbly well. Gone wide for Hutt though, and that will for Lucas. Managed to get onto first place, but Hutt will have the slipstream though. Come through 12. Is he going to try and make a move? A bit the outside, but Murno has the inside and just holds it in. And the Brazilian will now hold on to the lead. Coming out from the final corner now, it's a new race leader in Lucas Murno. Few laps to go now, 3 remaining.
Meantime, we are back here in this big train for P4, which is now a bit smaller because Santoro and Svilo dropped off, but they are making another train. We can see there between the gaps we have Santoro, Svilo, Fernando and Demolien. And let's see what we can get. Svilo tries to show himself in the inside of Santoro. Oh my god, he spins! He spins! And he's losing. I think he lost the engine. I think he lost the engine after that contact, and he's out. Chris Svilo is out of the race.
Really unfortunate for him, was looking through a top 10 position, but I think it was just the damage that was all too much for Chris just to handle, and well, he'll be hoping to look for his fortress to turn around near so in the future though. But Christian Blumstetter though up into 5th though, still trying to apply the pressure onto Bernat. Those two have been exchanging positions for a very long while now though. Dan Hutt has actually been pulled away by Lucas Murno. He's going to be on course for his first Academy Series win, but now on to the Norwegian driver now. Just, oh no, he's off! He's off! What's happened?
My goodness.
Did he get punt? Did he get punt, or if it was, I think it might have been a wheel disconnect actually, because absolutely aggressive maneuver out from turn 10, and yeah, unfortunately there from Chris.
Yeah, let's see this with the replay again. maybe onboard camera. It would be a bit better. Let's see what happens. Comes out of turn 9. Oh,
It's a
yeah.
whale. It's a
Yeah,
whale.
that's
It's a whale.
whale failure.
It is a whale
That's
failure. So
something you'd never want to see everywhere in series.
yeah. Absolutely, yeah, but Scott still got a chance, though, to get himself up into the top 10, though, more than capable. I know he'll be absolutely furious with it, thinking what it could have been, but he'll still be fairly happy, I think, with a top 10 finish here for race 2, as Gabriel Beckley just got those wides on
There's a spinner behind. Oh, he got collected.
That's all Domenico has got lost his front wing.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, that's big.
I've
we're gonna
seen
see
the
a
spinner in
replay
the
and see what
background,
happens.
but let's see the Molians collecting the guy that was facing. We can see the yellow flag waving.
Oh. Did he reverse onto the racing line? Or
maybe we can see this better from onboard camera.
Because he went slow. He went definitely slow down to turn 1. So we're gonna have to look to see. So have a let's see.
Oh, well, it's not moving. It's staying.
Oh.
Well, he tried to reverse, of course, outside the racing line, but I can't understand why Olivier tried to go around it by the outside, because the racing line was clear, you know? That's really interesting.
I think he took too much of it into the turn 1, and then he just got a bit flustered. But painfully, though, for turn 8 on the without a front wing is absolutely devastating. Though, as Turzoli making up for what he has lost, though, trying to make a move onto Flichkiewicz. Not quite yet through turn 8. He was doing really well up until he lost that position, but you know, he's not out of it, so he's hoping to claim back what he possibly can so that's really good there from the Italian, I must say. From turn 11 through turn, and that's going wide for Flichkiewicz, and that will allow for Turzoli to have all the advantage in the world, and will have the inside line. He gets a little bit squeezy onto the grass, and that's very, very close, but Turzoli just about keeps it onto the track, very well expertly timed. I'm sure he will be pretty sad he didn't get the title race he deserves. And he gets squeezed off just a little bit again. And he's doing it again, heading over through turn 12. He still keeps it onto the track. That's a really rather unfortunate there from Turzoli and Flichkiewicz.
Some guy got pushed in the pit lane, I think. Almost. Between Machado and Wittmann. But I'm pretty sure Turzoli won't be happy about that. I'm pretty sure he's really mad. No, we'll be happy. No, we'll be happy if something like that happens, because that's not how you fight. That's not how you fight, by just pushing the other driver on the grass, you know? That was really close to a contact there. Because we've seen Wittmann gonna beat wide and look like he almost got door shot.
Oh, he's gone wide!
Oh, and they make contact now.
Trying to make the overtake onto Flichkiewicz now, and that's going to be allowed for Turzoli's best move. Oh, and then he shuts the door on him immediately afterwards. And still, Turzoli holds it onto the track. That's someone going wide. That is Migeshi, and Turzoli goes down to the inside a little bit sideways though, but he knows he has to make the move to try to make it stick, and he's definitely got it up into P13 now, so he's hoping now to push away from Flichkiewicz as much as he possibly can now. But look at Flichkiewicz though, look at him holding on to that rear wing on him and nearly contacting with him, but still with the slipstream now, he will be under pressure. Turzoli will be under pressure now. Going to try and make a move through turn 9, just not quite, through 10, and Turzoli, I think, with the breathing room that he has at the moment, just about fends off. But we'll see in the closing stages of the race. Final lap now as well. So Peckley's gone a bit wide. I think that's his chances to make an overtake on Quinaglia over, as Flichkiewicz overtakes Turzoli for P13. And I think we see another overtake as well. I think it was between... I think it was for P17 if I'm not mistaken, but Gabriel Peckley though just loses it a little bit between Quinaglia though in the final corner. Dan Hutt has not caught up to Lucas Murno, so that's going to be potentially Murno's first Academy Series race win, but David Junt will be his second or third podium, I believe, this year. Yep. And he'll be very, very happy with that result, I must say. He's been consistently up in the front. But he's still under pressure though from Bernat, so he's got one last charge to fend off from. So what do you think, Domenico? Do you think he'd make the move or not?
I mean, it's something we've seen alleged the last race. You know, Victor Bernat, instead of putting David Youth under pressure for the final podium place, it was Mauro Terzoli. You know, it looks like he's gonna do the exact same again. You know, he's gonna go for a move on the final lap on P3 to claim that podium position. But let's see if David Youth is
Using the
gonna
slipstream now.
take it.
He's using the slipstream now, so it's going to take for turn 12 now. So we're going to see if there's any last gasp attempt for Dan Yutt to try and reclaim P3, and a little bit sideways onto the braking though through turn 12.
Like a bit of moving under braking, if you ask me.
Yeah, exactly. That is under braking. But Lucas Murdoch, a well-deserved race win for him. He'll be happy with the race too. And Dan Hutt will come to be in P2. Victor Bernat just about fends off David Yunt a bit controversially for P3. And Andrea Quinalia. Oh, he lost it! Quinalia's lost it. He's dropped a lot.
Quinalia's dropping.
He's dropping. What's happened?
I think he got a penalty. Might have got a penalty, you know.
Yeah. Of course. But look at this 3 wide hay down for turn 12 on the final lap. And Mateus Macano he's gone off, he's gonna cut the grass, and he rejoins, and he spins in the background, and another one's gone off as well. Mateus Fitzman has come off worst of it. Oh my word, that is absolutely controversial on the closing stages of the race. As Mauro Terzoli, he was up at P13 at one point, but he's dropped down massively to be in P18 now.
It was a really chaotic race too, man. What did I... It's, yeah, just something crazy, man. Really crazy. But here we are with Lucas Murno, our race winner. Started P14, because he ended up P2 in the last race. So it's a P2, P1 for him. Really strong result for him. Really, really strong. Definitely was expecting a lot from him, as mentioned earlier on after qualifying. So yeah, but I'm surprised by how Victor Bernat pulled the exact same move 2 times in 2 different races. Just really, really good.
David Yunt's podium almost looked certain, bar the closing stages of the race, and Victor Bernat, just for the final few quarters, has made it to an absolute T, and he completes for the podium. Dan Hutt, the pole sitter for race 2, he'll be fairly happy with 2nd place. And outside of the top 3, it's David Yunt for the Swiss to be in P4 with Andrea Quinalia in 5th. Giovanni Santoro for 6th with João Fernando in 7th, with Antonis Paparinopoulos in 8th, with Christian Glumsitter in 9th, Yuri Kartovil in 10th. Over for 11th, it's Andrea Quinalia in 11th, with Diogo Miniguc in 12th, Adrian McNaughton in 13th, with Kasper Flichkevich for 14th. Mateus McFadden in 15th, with Sergei Sokora, who was in 2nd place for race 2. He drops down to 16th from his bad luck. Martin Reitberg in 17th, with Mauro Terzoli. He'll be very disappointed with 18th, I'm sure, with his bad luck. Mark Anthony Resnagem, 19th, with Mark Matthias Whitman in 20th. Oliver De Munier in 21st, with Lorenzo Eterovitz-Funcic in 22nd. Haruki Jr. and down in 23rd, with Jerome Berg in 24th. Christus Filo in 25th, with Alberto Moschillo in 26th. Victor Bouillet in 27th, with Alfie Danley in 28th, as Kurditek Manikandan and Laurel Sorturi were also none of the finishers as well. That concludes the Turkish Grand Prix here for the Academy Series, and you know, with such a stacked grid that we had, this was fairly exciting, very chaotic, and my ribs hurt.
Your rib.
I think we're going to be slowly getting over to the interviews right now, as it stands, as the Academy Series very slowly starts to wind down for what has been an absolutely great display here of rate racing. You know, round 4, whenever the Academy Series matches is up with the original GPVWC calendar, it never fails to, you know, provide such amazing and incredible action.
Yeah,
and,
I agree with that.
It's it just gives it so much more like emphasis, because back we had in Bahrain and Kyalami, there was no basis to compare it to the earlier GPVWC series. But here in this case, whenever you've got something to directly compare to the, the Super Lights, the Super League, the Formula Sprints 1 and 2, it just reminds you of just like how exciting the Academy series all is. And it's going to be very interesting to see how that all fares. But what can I say? It's been a fantastic race here so far today, and it's pretty exciting to say that we've had our first repeat race winner now. So
yeah, do we start going for interviews? Do I go?
Yes, we can go. We can go for interviews. So you can pick who you want to interview first.
I think we can start with Lucas, our P2 in race 1 and the race winner race 2. So let's drag here Lucas. Hello, Lucas. Lucas.
Hello.
Hello, Lucas.
Oh.
How was your race? Have you enjoyed it?
Yeah, maybe. I enjoyed a bit driving this car. A bit harshy, but easy to adapt.
Yeah.
When you got the drive to it, it's quite easier.
How was your race 2? Because we've seen a great performance by you there. Because starting P14 and basically already leading the race on the 8th lap. What did you do in that race? Like, did everything go according to your plans? Or what happened? Because that was a really great drive right there.
Oh, what could I say is a little bit of luck, because there's a lot of people wants to fighting for the positions ahead, so I have to be cautious and attack at the right time. And it's all about patience in the end, because when you have the pace, you have just to let you down. Be careful in the first lap. This is the most important part, and position yourself in the best places you can. And in the end, just sometimes you have to attack, hoping for everything goes well. And in the end, when I see everything happen, I just saw me in the P3, so it was just question about. So it's all the thing is try to catch the second place and the first place in the end. My pace was really good there, so so it's quite easier to drive when you're out in the clean air. So anyway, we got the pace, we got past them, and in the end we got the win. I think we did the most points after P2 and the P1. So yeah, well, that's fine to race here. At least a good welcoming for me. And what could I say? It was just fun.
Yeah. Are we going to see you again in Academy or actually in FS2? Because you might get the FS2 Academy seat after today's performance. Are you gonna take that or no? If you get offered it, obviously.
I'm open for any offers, whatever offers.
Okay.
Everything that makes me better to be in the best field. I'm really free for it. Because now I got time to race here, so yeah, I'm free for every series.
I'm pretty sure
I'm
Man
open
is
for-
listening to all of this, so he might. I don't know. Like, but if he doesn't get you for the next FS2 round, there's a little problem, you know, because today's performance was just majestic, basically. Okay, so are we going to see you in 2 weeks' time at Suzuka or no?
I got the seat, yeah.
No, in the Academy Series.
Academy series.
Not for the FS2,
Oh,
the Formula Sprint 2, the lowest tier in the career ladder. So
oh. Let's see what it happens. But
I hope
one
to
thing
find
is sure
you.
is, huh?
I hope to find you in FS2 so we can race against each other there, you know.
Yeah.
Let's
So
be on the grid.
let's see, hoping to be there in the FS2 or whatever above. Anyway,
Yeah. Amir, do you got any questions for Lucas?
Your GPVWC was debut here and did it up in the front row against someone that's already had FS2 experience. But I think the most amazing thing for me personally was your blistering starts here from the Turkish Grand Prix. So I'm curious, how did you manage to, get off into the lead into lap 1 in race 1, and how did you manage to gain a lot of positions in race 2?
well, I did a good clutch pedal with a good throttle here. I didn't expect to start well against the Tori, but I did made a good job at the start. But I know Tori had most pace since he was a little bit quicker, and we just have to try to keep the pace as I was adapting to the car since I've done a little bit laps, but I was adapting to the balance of the car. I was dominating during the race, so it was becoming a little bit easier to drive during the race. And for the second race, that helped me because I had the car out of control in the second phase, and I just have to be patient again with for the second race. So I was starting behind, and the pace for the inversor grid, you will be faster probably than the guys in front most of the time. So it's all about to have patience and try to get the best position as you can in the end. And I got lucky to be in the P1, so I'm grateful for it.
Yeah. I think this is it, Lucas. Congrats again for your races today, and hope to see you soon again in GPV.
Thank you.
Now, where do we go? Do we pick Lorenzo? We can pick Lorenzo Eterovich,
Yeah, we can.
Okay, then let's pick him. Hello, Lorenzo.
Oh,
How
hello.
are you?
I don't know.
Fine. I don't know. Well, what's happening?
I was in the process of editing the Academy spreadsheet with the results, so I got surprised when I was got dragged in.
I mean, we can drag you back if you really want. If you don't
No, it's good, Don't
All
worry.
right. How did you race? How were your races today?
Bad. I struggled a lot with tire wear. My tire saving was not very good in race 2. I mean, I can defend myself in race 2 with the argument that I had front right suspension damage and rear left suspension damage the entire race, but that's a weak defense when my tire wear was just really bad.
Yeah, Turkey is a really hard track for tire management, so I understand that. My tires after the FS2 race were kind of cooked, so I agree with your statement that you just made.
But race 1, I didn't expect much from race 1 because I just qualified pretty bad, so I just was gonna use race 1 to pick up as many scraps as possible, and it was going alright. And then I think Mark Whitman dove me into turn 3 and either locked the brakes or just didn't brake enough, but he sailed into me and spun me around, and I know it wasn't intentional, but it still cost me 2, maybe more positions, because that made my tire wear drop off as well.
Yeah.
Race 2, I had a decent start, but someone decided to make it pretty wide into turn 7 on lap 1, so I got sandwiched basically, and that's where I got the suspension damage. So that also made me spin in turn 8 next lap, and from there it just kind of collapsed. So not really happy, but oh well. I'm surprised I might even managed to be able to attend today.
Yeah, that's sucks to hear, you know. But well, it happens. I've been through that as well, so don't worry about it. Anyway, we're gonna see you again in Suzuka. Definitely see you in FS1. Like, I'm pretty sure you're gonna spot your team. So we'll see you there. But are we gonna see you in Suzuka in 2 weeks' time, or no?
I have no idea. The only reason I was able to attend today was because of the weather, so I didn't have any football training today, so that was kind of late notice.
Alright.
And I was able to attend today. As for Suzuka, I don't really know.
Alright.
I'll definitely be consistently attending over the summer, like after May, but before that, I don't know how consistently I'll be attending.
Alright. Well, thank you again, Lorenzo, for your time. And yeah, I hope to see you again on track.
Thank you.
Now we can pass to Donat, podium sitter P2 in the race 2, pole sitter race 2, and then P2. Hello, Dan.
Hola.
How are you?
After the second race, I'm all good. Just unfortunate that I couldn't lead longer, but that's how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, Lucas Murno was legit on another planet. And
Yeah.
now is a stint like his lap times, and they're just crazy. The way how he climbed up the whole group from P14 to P1 in just 8 laps is really crazy. It's
No, he was very quick. I watched through it. It was just unfortunate that how do you say it? He was very quick, and like when he got nearer, he went quicker and quicker. So, you know, then it got more difficult for me to keep up the pace. And yeah, it's also fortunate, of course, when incidents happen during the race. So that helps as well. But yeah, P2 still a good position.
Still a good result in the bag, you know.
Exactly. And the first race P15, but yeah, I somebody was in my blind spot when I overtook. I don't know anymore. And then I touched the guy on my outside. I couldn't do anything anymore. I tried to avoid, but yeah, then spun around and had to make up places. But yeah, it led to a great result for race 2. So
yeah, that definitely puts you in a good spot for the race to race. So no, the race to race. What the English? So yeah. Anyway, are we gonna see you next in 2 weeks' time, or already next week? Maybe FS2 comeback, you know.
I have to think. I think I will be back next time. FS2, I won't drive FS2 this year, but
not even as emergency rounds, like if needed, or
yeah, maybe, but that depends on which date it is. So maybe you're gonna see me in FS2.
Hope so. I want to. I want to see you on the grid as well. You know.
And you want to see me beat your ass?
Language. No, I'm kidding. I scored some good points for your team last year in Barcelona. I remember
That's true. So I will let you in front.
Perfect. I'll take that. Anyway, hopefully we can see you again. Even in Academy it's fine, but in the career ladder it's gonna be even better. So
no.
Yeah. Hopefully I can see you there, and see you in 2 weeks' time at Suzuka.
Yes, thank you. Bye.
Bye. Now we have the final one, I think, except if someone joins. It's Jiri Kratochvil. Hello, Jiri.
Oh. Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Alright. How were your races today?
Well, in race 1, I got immediately crashed out after the start. Like, I couldn't avoid the crash at all, and I lost my rear left wheel and the engine. And then in race 2, like enormous comeback for like P30 to P10, avoiding everything, avoiding the chaos basically.
Yeah. Anyway, how was your preparation to this race? You know, how do you prepare? Do you make your own setup? Have you got help by anybody? And are you looking forward to the next rounds of the Academy series?
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward. I don't know about the next race, but it has to be something good.
Yes, definitely good.
By the way, about the setups, I'm usually getting setups from Menno, so thank you for that guy.
Oh yeah, Menno helps everybody in Academy, so it's a good because a lot of people get a small lunch, like a small start in the series. So at least they got something ready for them, you know. They don't just whack up default setup and race with that. Also because I don't think that's really recommended to do in any series ever in any sim racing league. So
Well, sometimes default setups are good enough, but that only applies to one sim maybe, like where default setups are sometimes good, but yeah, most of the sims, like for example Air Factor 2, the default setup simply like is not good at all. Like even when I was preparing for Kayame, I was struggling with the default a lot, like, and then Menno helped me and I got like, I had massive improvement, like maybe like half a second or something.
yeah. Yeah, are you looking forward for Suzuka or no? We'll see you, Suzuka, right?
Yeah, I had, basically all the sims. Sometimes I had good races there, sometimes I had bad races, like sometimes. But but if I look at the speed of this car, it should be probably good because there is nothing like that would like where I would mess it up because the car isn't that wide at all.
Yeah.
Unlike the F1 car where I can mess it up very easily. Thanks to speed maybe, like. But in terms of preparations, I usually like do like few laps before the race to get used to the track, basically to the setup. Because sometimes, I don't know, every car is different, every sim is different, like you don't know like the exact braking points are, like they are similar the braking points but and the throttle and everything, like you need to still prepare to be fast. At least a few laps before the race, at least on race day.
Anyway, yeah. Amir, do you got any questions for Giri?
I think you've answered all of my questions, though. Very congratulations on a strong performance, Cartrofil, and we're looking forward to seeing you racing here in the Academy Series. You've done very, very well so far this season, and I give you all my congratulations. Well done.
Yeah, thank you. And see you at Suzuka.
See ya, Giri.
Suzuka.
I think this is it. Do we have any more people to interview? I don't think so.
No, I don't think we do. So that's it. That's been it for the
Fourth round.
for the fourth round of the 2000 for the Academy Turkish Grand Prix. It's been absolutely amazing to hear you, Domenico. A very warm welcome back here to the series. As you, as a regular, you know this series just better than anyone else on the broadcasting team, and absolutely has been a pleasure here. Been commentating over the last 3 races. It'll be back to its full roster very soon in 2 weeks' time as the Academy Series goes to Suzuka along with the rest of the GPVWC calendar for the final time before it makes its divergence over to San Marino in 4 weeks' time as well. That one will start in I believe it is the 8th of April at 7 p.m. GMT, and the rest of the Istanbul action doesn't stop here. Over tomorrow at 7 p.m. GMT, the Super Lights will continue on 4th here at Istanbul. And then on Thursday, same time, same place, 7 p.m. GMT, the Super League makes its grand return here for the first time since 2020. It'll be an exciting moment here. But for the meantime, it's goodbye from me.
And from me, goodbye, everybody.